Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into the Real Psychic Investigators, and my name is Nehru. I am an extraterrestrial esoteric guide, spiritual beacon, uh, and a spiritual judge of sorts here in the 3D for the 10th and final time. We are going to go ahead and get into another psychic investigation to uncover the hidden things that will help the investigators solve the karmic or the cases around the world. They're not karmic, they are divine. They are meant for your good. Again, Job experiences, Joseph experiences, these still happen today. And so people are still being sold. Humans, beings, spirit beings are still being sold today, just like Joseph was, as we read in the religious book. Still being sold into slavery, excuse me. Yeah, okay. People are still trying to kill their siblings, like Cain and Abel. Okay, those things still go on today. Okay, and in fact, they're more prevalent because there are more beings on the planet today. There are more beings on the planet today in the physical than there ever have been. 8 billion people. What is the current population of the Earth? 8.14. Ooh, wow. 8.142 billion. I didn't even know it had eclipsed 8 billion. Okay, so 8 could be significant. Life path 8. 8 billion people. Okay. So we are, like I said, we're going to get into another reading. I'm just shuffling some cards here before we get going. Thank you so much. Welcome in new subscribers. I did not get any new public subscriptions. I think the channel is currently at 98 or 99 subscribers. Again, thank you so much for all that you do and you're interacting with me through messages and that sort of thing. Welcome in. I'm sure it's a private account because I did not get a notification. However, they did comment. Empress Superfly, I believe. Okay, Empress, and I've responded to your comments as well. Stay the course. Okay, you have, or you are being given the tools and things to succeed on your journey and conquer those things that you are meant to conquer. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Investigators, welcome in. FBI, DEA, CIA, private investigators. This channel was created for you, okay, to help you solve the crimes that are going on in and around you. And I said in, crimes going on in you, crimes going on around you, okay? Because you have lives here too that you are to live outside of your professional work. Okay, so some of you could resonate with starseed, earth angel energy. Okay, all right, and you are a star. Your high vibrational energy. Again, your higher vibration never lies to you. Your intuition can't lie to you. Okay, and divine can't lie to you. Your ancestors can't lie to you. This is why it's critical that we tap into our consciousness, which is the spirit of you. Okay, the divine spirit of you, not the demon, okay, who attempts to oppress. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some tarot. I suspect this reading will be less than an hour. Okay, we have the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords tarot message. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands represents success. So success in your journey, success, okay? Again, I equate that to a victory. Okay, you had success in something that you've done, Walking Away Collective investigators, you've had success in putting the nail in the coffin in a case. Okay, you could have had to reopen a coffin. Okay, you could have had to have the body of a spirit being exhumed, okay, from a previous lifetime. And the star card came out. So that's a confirmation. Okay. You could be getting ready for the spotlight. Again, even investigators, you could be getting ready for a show. Okay. Or a newscast. Okay. Sheriff, deputies, you could be getting ready to go on and release some information in regards to the cases that you have been working on. Okay. Go ahead and place these within the deck or stack. Again, I remind us to be sure to check the community tab of this channel as well. I do post there on a fairly frequent basis. Looking at the sun message, let me read this to you. It's on top of the stack. Number 19. 19 could be significant for you. 19 represents a 10 or breaks down to a 10. Thank you for reminding me of the simple joys of life. It is a happiness that comes from the soul, so pure, innocent, and full of truth. Okay? Because the star card, okay, Earth Angel, Light Worker, Star Seed, Truth Speaker, okay, Reiki Master, healer of any sort. Okay? I was playing a golf game online. Okay? I was playing a golf game online yesterday, and the gentleman that I was playing with, as it turns out, is a doctor. Okay? And we had a discussion during our 9-hole match. I did lose. Okay? I shot over the 9 holes. I shot a +3. Okay? And I think he was 1 under. Okay? So golf could be significant. But the conversation was so much more important than the golf game. Okay, and so we started discussing, and so I let him know that he is a type of healer, and he was like, "Well, I just try to make help people solve their health problems and that," and so he didn't really see himself. His perspective wasn't that of a healer. But if you are a doctor, even with a medical degree, or a nurse, you are a healer. Okay. You could be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. He's a general practitioner, so he's a general, like a family doctor. But you are, okay? And I let him know that, okay? And, okay, all right? So that could be significant. Again, that's who he is, even if he doesn't recognize it. Hopefully, what I shared with him, he asked me if I had a YouTube channel. I didn't. Or he asked me, I made a comment about YouTube golfers or something. And then that's kind of how the conversation got started. Again, so that could be something about a YouTube golfer. YouTube golfer names that I know for synchronicities. Garrett Clark, Sean Walsh, Micah Morris, Evan Thompson, Paige Spanovic, Spanovic, something like that. They're brothers. Okay, so we have the Bryan Bros, Brian, and their names are, I don't know why I can't think of their first names. I'm really drawing a blank on pulling physical names right now. Who else? Thomas Boyers, who they call Bubby. Okay. Yeah. There's Alexis. Oh, Alexis, I might brutalize your name. Alexis Minowoski or something like that. Yeah. So they're YouTube golfers. Okay. There is Bobby Fairways, but that's not his real name. There's Joey. Okay, so Joey D. There's Fat Perez. There's so someone could be a little chunky. Okay, any of that could resonate for your journey, investigators. Okay, we are looking at an underground crime ring here that is revealed by the King of Swords. Okay. So with this news broadcast and this Star Energy investigators, you could be getting ready again to go on the news or, a news conference or something, a platform, and expose again more karmic activity. I'm reminded about, is it Gushnell, the former South Carolina magistrate. Let's look that up. Former South Carolina magistrate arrested. Charleston County, Charleston, South Carolina. There's a Charleston, North Carolina, I believe. Possession of child sexual abuse material. James Benjamin Gosnell. He is 68 or 86, 1986 or 1968, investigators. Could resonate for one or more of your cases. Okay. He is a former South Carolina magistrate, suspended, okay, for having this child sex material. Okay. So that is definitely in the news. Okay. And now out in the public. Sure, his family's embarrassed. I wonder if he's married. Is the former South Carolina magistrate Gosnell married? It doesn't say. I always want to speak to, and perhaps I'll have the opportunity to, or this is something for you investigators to maybe step into if you are an author or a producer of some sort. This is maybe something that you would want to step into. I would like to interview, everyone always interviews the suspects. I want to talk to their parents. So I want to interview Jeffrey Dahmer's parents. I want to interview Ted Bundy's parents. I want to talk to Wayne Williams' parents. I want to talk to Eileen Wuornos's parents. I want to talk to their parents. Where's the Iceman's parents? What their parents? What do their parents think of? Where's their parents' perspective on their crimes and devious deeds? What does Gushnell's sons, daughters, what do they think about their choices, and what is their perspective of their parent today? I want to hear those. I want to hear from those beings. I want to hear from the parents of the convicted killers, serial killers, rapists, whatever. I want to talk to them. Okay, I'm reminded of the guy, the Devereaux guy, in Jacksonville. Devereaux, serial killer, Jacksonville. Oh, DeRosso. Sorry. Paul DeRosso. Okay, Paul DeRosso. Okay. So, could be something about the initials PD, or again, something about P. Diddy or DP. On Criminal Crime Ring, we have, okay, All right, investigators. Freemasons are behind the evil against you. Okay, so investigators, again, I ask the question, okay, are you willing to investigate secret societies and expose them? I do believe we are getting closer. Okay, I do believe we are getting closer. Investigating secret societies. Many of these secret societies, they are police officers, judges, attorneys, billionaires, millionaires, many of them in these secret societies. When will we bust down the gates of those places and start exposing the karmic wicked witchcraft and change the laws so that those things are illegal too? Okay? It's illegal for me to do witchcraft on you to try to steal your husband or wife. It is illegal. Spiritually, it is illegal. No matter what the physical laws say, it is illegal. But now, into the age of Aquarius, now we need to bring these laws into today, just like it was in the beginning. And yes, like it was in the beginning. They prosecuted for incest. Like they killed the person. Days after they committed the crime, they killed them. Okay? We need to get back to destroying the demons. Again, like Devereaux. Okay? Like Valerine Osteen. If you don't know who Valerine Osteen is, look up V-A-L-E-R-I-A-N Osteen. He's a Russian something. Okay? He's from Russia. Okay, look up Valerine Osteen and find out about that case. That individual might be kept alive for the next 30 years. Why? Investigators, and I am talking to the FBI. Okay, so why? Patel, Kosh, or Cash, Christopher, Asher, Ray, Ashton Kutcher. Well, maybe we'll look up Ashton Kutcher's name. I'm not getting a ring with that, but we might. Okay. And you could be getting a ring, okay, of some sort. I have a habit of deceiving, lying, wearing a mask. It's hard for me to believe that someone would like me for who I really am. Okay, so someone suffers from self-esteem issues. Okay. They could do destiny swapping because they are not comfortable with who they genuinely are. Okay? So they could have a certain sexual preference, and that is for the same as they are in this lifetime, and they are embarrassed by that. They don't want that to be known because they go to church, because they are religious, because they read the Bible, or at least they listen to the minister, so they don't want their minister to know that they like what they got. Okay? Like the same thing that they were birthed with this lifetime. So someone destiny swapping, okay, again, this is something that needs to be put into earthly law. It is illegal to do witchcraft to try to destiny swap with someone. Okay, that's the spirit of Azazel. You can't do that. Okay? Try to take over someone else's body and someone else's journey. Collaborate with authentic forces for the best life possible. Collaborate with investigators. Collaborate with high vibrational beings for a more expedient solution to your cases. Collective, collaborate with authentic forces for the best life possible. I said Christopher, Christina, Christine, Chris. Chris could be spelled with a K. Okay. Chris Cross. Okay. Let's look up the members of Criss Cross. That's ringing. Members of Criss Cross. Okay. Members of Criss Cross. Okay. So Criss Cross was an American hip hop duo composed of rappers Chris Mac Daddy Kelly and Chris Daddy Mac Smith. Okay. And formed by record producer Jermaine Dupri. I mentioned producer, so Jermaine Dupri. Okay. Janet Jackson. Investigators, those names. Jermaine Dupri, a producer. Chris, Kelly, Smith, Janet Jackson. Okay. On one side of that, we have, again, the success in something, okay, successful something that you've managed to work through. Again, investigators, this represents your cases. Okay. And we have Erebot on the other side. Okay. Again, that is the supreme being. That is the omnipresent one. Okay. Their name is not God. All right. Next, we have the Hierophant. Look at the names, investigators. Look at the names. Hierophant on Victor. These names and Victor, Victory, Victoria, Victoria, Victoria. I believe Joel Osteen's wife's name is Victoria. Victoria, England. Someone could be from England. I'm getting Hardenabrig. I think that's a character on TV or something. Hardenabrig. Oh, from the Jamie Foxx show. Character on the Jamie Foxx show, last name Hardenabrig. Braxton P. Braxton. Tony Braxton. Hardenabrig. Braxton P. Hardenabrig. BPH, could be HBP investigators, played by Christopher. There's another Christopher. I mean, bells should be going off at this point. Christopher B. Duncan. Okay, Tim Duncan. Timothy, Timmy. Okay. Okay. Braxton P. Hardenabrig. Okay. He was kind of Jamie's annoying friend, and yet, yeah. Okay. All right. In that show. Chris Duncan Hardenabrig. Tony Braxton. I know a teenager, okay, who in high vibrational energy, in her Hierophant energy, okay, she's a pink aura. In her pink aura, she is a Tony Braxton type of energy, okay? She is highly musically inclined. I don't think her parents nurture that energy in her very much. I haven't seen her in years. So that could have changed. But yeah. Okay. So let's look up Tony Braxton. No. Okay, no. Christopher B. Duncan. Okay, so let's take a look at his information. Tony wasn't ringing, okay? Okay, so actor Christopher B. Duncan. Okay, active in Hollywood and that sort of thing, 1989. Okay. Some of the things that he's been in: Deadly Medicine, In the Army Now, Original Gangsters, Three Kings, Johnson's Family Vacation, Fair Game, My Name is Khan, The Congress, Three from Hell, okay, and numerous TV appearances and that. Okay. Birth date 12/4/64. 12/4/64. Okay, so he's a Sagittarius. Okay, this lifetime. He's 60. Okay, here's him and his beautiful family. Let me get a better picture. Christopher B. Duncan, family. Okay. Here we go. And this is an older picture. That's not cooperating. Okay. All right. Christopher B. Duncan. Again, the name Chris is significant here today. Okay. Could be Chris Kane, Chris Keen, Chris Kahn, Chris Klein. Okay. All right. And again, Victor, Victory, Victoria, Ramos, Amos. Okay, someone hates animals, investigators. We know that harming animals is a crime. Okay, who's the tiger guy in Tampa, Florida, who's incarcerated? Also, I think someone from his group or someone was just attacked by a lion and died or something like that from that tiger, whatever that was, whoever that guy is, Tiger Man, Tiger, whatever. Okay, I think someone just died. That's essentially what this is. Spiritual or physical death. That's essentially what this is. Investigators for forensic accounting is necessary. Okay, to find out about this tax evasion. Okay, I don't think I've mentioned it on this channel, but for 13 years, I was in the accounting industry. Started out as a tax preparer while I was in school before dialysis, and then I was in school for an accounting degree. And so then from there, employed in a couple of different roles, ultimately went out on my own to set up my own accounting and trust. Could be something about a trust fund. Accounting and I was trusted. Accounting and tax practice, okay, in Central Florida. And you can go look today. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to give you the name of the first company I incorporated. If you go look up on Google or whatever search engine, if you look up debits with the ampersand sign, that's the and sign, debits and credits, Daytona Beach, you will find all kind of information on this Earth Angel when I was an accountant. Okay, in case you want to do that. Pictures, all that sort of thing. Okay, that information's still out there. Okay, on the star card, we have Portuguese, Brazil, Indonesia, and Spain. There's something about a minister who calls themselves a reverend. Emmanuel, Aiden, Caden, Becker. Okay. Okay. So someone's Espanol, Latina. Someone could be from Indonesia. Someone could be Brazilian, from Brazil. Cirque du Soleil. Is that what's the big party in Brazil? What's the big celebration in Brazil? Carnival. Okay, Carnival. The largest and most famous festival in the world. The annual event is deeply rooted in cultural tradition, especially in cities like Rio de Janeiro, featuring vibrant parades, music, dancing, massive street parades called blocos. The celebration is traditionally held before the Catholic period of Lent. Okay, so you could be someone who participates in Lent, a time of fasting before Easter, and attracts millions of international visitors annually to enjoy the festivities. So you could be planning to be a part of Carnival's events next year, or you could be from Brazil, Brazilian, you could speak Portuguese. Okay? And again, those names, investigators. Okay? So there could be a star energy that resonates with any one of these names. Someone could go by Manny. Okay? Someone could be an insurance agent, commercial insurance agent, life insurance agent. Okay? Someone is not your mother. Again, take what resonates. That means what easily fits collective. Okay, so someone is not your mother, whether you might know that already. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Okay. This represents a steadiness in your financial situation. You're managing it well in the upright. You're managing it well, whatever you're doing. Investigators, for you, your resources. Okay. You're working with whatever you have currently at this time. Okay. Do we have the You Lack Effort card out here? We do. It was behind the She Is Not Your Mother. Again, that card comes out on this channel all the time because we do have karmic and lazy ass investigators who won't get off their ass and do the work because they're being paid under the table by karmic energies in their town, in their cities, politicians, to keep things under the rug. If you do not think a sheriff or a deputy will murder someone, I'm bringing up a case. There was a police officer last year who murdered a female who was pregnant with his child, and he didn't want her to know. He has been raping her since she was like 15. Police officer arrested in 2024 for the murder of his pregnant girlfriend. Take a look. 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 You dirty ass bastard. You dirty ass. Look. 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 Look at that sorry motherfucker. These things get me lit. Look at that sorry ass motherfucker. These types of things get swept under the rug all of the time. Sandra Birchmore was 12 when a cop allegedly started grooming her. 13 years later, prosecutors claim he killed her hours before his wife gave birth. Sandra Birchmore was 23 years old and pregnant when her life was taken from her. Okay? She discovered that she was pregnant with her first child in 2020. Her friends shared that she was excited about the news. A few months later, though, in February 2021, Birchman's family received the devastating news that she had been found dead in her apartment. Birchman's death was initially ruled a suicide. However, her family, someone intuitively knew something, and they did something about it. That's how cases get solved. You can call whatever you want to investigators, but it's someone intuitively that called you, the anonymous call, the tip, the whatever. That's divine guidance. Okay? And friends didn't believe that she would die by suicide while pregnant and demanded the police do an investigation. After the police got involved, they discovered that she had allegedly been in a nearly 10-year relationship with a married police officer, Matthew Farwell. who was almost 15 years older. There's nothing wrong with 15 years. Is wrong is incorrect when they're a minor. Okay, but if someone's 45 and the other victim, the other individual's 25, that's a 20-year difference. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with it if they're 30 and the other individual's 12. Yeah, there's something wrong with that. Okay. With married police officer Matthew Farwell, who was almost 15 years older than her at the time of her death. In August 2024, Farwell was arrested and accused of strangling Birchmore before staging the scene to look like a suicide. Again, this is a police officer. He has pleaded not guilty. Again, another mother, another nurturer taken off this earth because a demon. I bet that motherfucker stay in jail for, again, 30 years. I bet he does. I bet he does. In fact, what's the update? Update on the Birchman Farwell case. Five days ago. This is in Massachusetts, by the way. I'm sorry. Again, this is what the channel was created for. So as I look up these informations, birth dates and all that thing, again, it's to help investigators solve their crimes. Oh, he was a detective. Also, there's the other two former officers, William Farwell, so a relative of his maybe, and Robert Devine. Okay, either one of those names could be significant for your journey or your investigation collective or investigators. Has Matthew Farwell been prosecuted for the Birchman murder? Okay, so no, doesn't look like, no. Still going on. Years later, still going on. Again, that motherfucker will probably be kept alive here while that being is no longer here to care for her children and be a part of their journey this lifetime. Bogota, Colombia. Okay, someone's homeless. All right, I'm going to pull some tarot to go ahead and close this out. Thank you so much again, investigators, for all that you do in the journey here. Also, we'll pull a lifestyle card. Divine, thank you so much for the messages here. Peanut butter and jelly could be significant. Okay, the options. So collective for you, what are you going to do with these choices? Will you walk away again anytime that you need to leave a karmic situation, a karmic individual, a demonic individual, an abusive individual, or whatever confirmation? Anytime you need to leave them, don't tell them and don't tell anyone. Don't even tell your friends at work, okay? Because don't. Just disappear. Just ghost. Just do it, okay? Do not put your information out there that you are going to leave, you're planning on leaving or anything. Do not do that, because that is the most vital moment in time, okay? And he probably murdered her on top of her being pregnant with his child, okay? Also because she was about to speak up, because in the earth, it takes money to feed a mouth. Okay. What is the average amount of money a parent will spend on a child from birth until the age of 18? It has to be like $500,000 or something. The average cost to raise a child in the United States, okay, from birth to the age of 18 ranges from $300,000 to $400,000. Okay? And that's a comfortable lifestyle. Okay? Average lifestyle. Okay? Approximately 320,000, while a 2025 lending tree study put the figure closer to 300,000. So between $300,000 and $400,000 per child for 18 years. That's why having a child is a financial decision as much as it is an emotional one. Okay? So the individuals who have 6, 7, 8 kids, Nick Cannon has 12 kids. Okay? I don't know what Nick Cannon makes, but okay? 12 times $400,000 a year. Okay? All right? Choices and options, collective. Choices to keep your legs closed. Choices to not impregnate her. Whatever it happens to be. Choices. Investigators, you want to stimulate your third eye and your crown? This is what you do. Okay? You take your pointing finger and your index finger. You place them in the middle of your forehead. Or your middle finger. Okay? Place them in the middle of your forehead and hold for 30 seconds. Okay? Stimulate the crown, same thing. Middle of your crown, firmly for 30 seconds. And release. Thank you so much as always. My name is Nehru. This is the Real Psychic Investigations. This channel was created on 12/7/2024 to help investigators, DEA agents of all sorts. Okay? They are spiritual judges here on this earth. Okay? The individuals that investigated, that decided to investigate Farwell, they are spiritual guides on this earth, whether they see themselves like that or not. They were instrumental in bringing justice, or what is going to hopefully be justice. Again, he's a police officer. They can do some karmic ass shit over there in Massachusetts for him to get 10 years or some stupid ass nonsense. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be encouraged.